Hello students, welcome back to our session. In this session, in the last session we have discussed some part about the data types, and the remaining part we will discuss in this session. Okay, sequences. The previous session completed Boolean data type and also numeric data types. And after that we will discuss, today we will discuss about the sequences part and mappings part, set types. Sequences. There are several types of sequences in Python. There are several types of sequences. The following three are the most important things. Here I given strings, lists, tuples. Strings, list, tuples. These three are important sequences. There are number of sequences it can support Python programming language, but these three are the very important. So first, let us understand about the strings data type. Strings are sequences of characters, letters, numbers and special characters. String is nothing but what? A group of characters. String is nothing but a group of characters. Like our names, college names, college name. These all are strings because of alphabets we are using now. A single not only using a single alphabets. Here we are using a group of characters. Name is a group of characters. It is a 4-letter combination, NAME. So that's why it can it has a group of characters, NAME, 4 letters combination, a meaningful word it can use it. A meaningful word we have defined it, that is name. So that's why it is called as a string. That's why it is called it is string. Strings are sequences. Sequence of characters, letters, and numbers, and a special characters. A special characters. We can use number of ways. And this is also string. A name, at the right, 1, 2, 3. After that, we have to use any combination like that. Special symbols, numbers, and alphabets. A group of alphabets. So this entire line is called string. So that's why it is telling strings are sequence of characters, numbers and special characters. We can use single quotes or double quotes to represent strings. In the programming language, we can use X is the variable. In the X, I have configured numbers, that is numerical data types. In the X variable, I want to represent a string. So compulsory in between single quotes, either single quotes or double quotes. We can use any one combination. In between double quotes, here I am using double quotes. X equal to Kiran. Kiran is our required name. So it is a group of characters. If you want to assign a string for the variable, compulsory in between double quotes or single quotes we can use. But if it is a number, there is, if it is a number, single quotes or double quotes not required. Directly we can assign. For the string identification purpose, double quotes must and should be required. Single quotes and double quotes must and should be required. Now understand na? Without single quotes, it can't assign a name. Kiran is the name, but here without single quotes or double quotes I am using, it will show the error. All of you look at the screen. Name Kiran is not defined because of here we forgot single quotes or double quotes. Either single quotes or double quotes we need to use to represent a string. So compulsory that quotes must and should be required. Strings are immutable character steps. Immutable means in the yesterday session I have explained about this. What is the meaning of immutable? Immutable means we can't change. Once you can fix it, that memory location, we can't change that value. We can't change that memory address. So that those type of strings are called immutable objects. Once a string is generated, you can't change any character within the string. All of you carefully observe. X equal to, in between double quotes, Kiran Kumar. I'm using. Here it is the correct way. So in between I used space now. Sometimes I don't want this space also. So I want to remove this space. So already it has fixed. Already it has fixed. So I can't change this line. I can't change this line. If you want to change, one more object need to create. One more object need to create. All of you carefully observe. ID, that memory address we have to see now. ID X. So what is the value? 2113137254000. This is memory address. For the X variable stored in the RAM memory, it is the memory address. It has fixed. Now I want to change that value. Kiran, I am removing space, Kumar. Again, I want to check that ID address. That address of X variable. All of you carefully observe. Same name na, but I removed space. That means one more object it has created in the memory. Not same, not changed by the same address, same line. That means diagrammatically I am showing. All of you carefully observe. X is equal Kiran Kumar. This is I use in first line. First line. Carefully observe. This line. First I used this line. So space I given for that. So if you write like this, immediately X variable will spare that memory for the Kiran Kumar purpose. Kiran Kumar. For the Kiran Kumar purpose, it is saving that memory. This is completely RAM memory. This is completely RAM memory. X variable pointing to this memory location. And that address is also. Now what is that address? This is the memory address. This is the memory address. All of you carefully observe. This is memory address. Now understand na? Again I want to change. Again I am changed this line. Kiran space I removed Kumar. It has fixed already. Kiran Kumar. Again it has space na. This is immutable, means this memory location we can't change. If you want to change, if you want to remove this space, again compulsory one more object it has to be created, because of that is immutable object. That is immutable object. Kiran Kumar. That memory address is different. That memory address is different. This is this memory address. So immediately this connection will remove. First this connection will create this one for here. This X variable pointing to this memory address, and previous memory address will erase. Disconnect this connection. Disconnected by the interpreter. Now observe now. Now understand this one. So that's why strings are immutable. One more object it will create, but the predefined, the already entered object we can't edit. So that's why it is called immutable. Strings are immutable character sets. Once a string is generated, you cannot change any character within that string. Now diagrammatically I prove it now, and practically also I prove it. Different memory address it has created. That means same address we can't edit. One more object we need to create. If you want to edit for that variable value, compulsory it will create one more object. Because of that is immutable strings. Strings means it is a immutable sets. So that is the functionality of this one. Here I given examples also for printing string values, how to use in between double quotes, how to configure all those things we can use. and lists. In Python programming, a list is a container which holds the items inside a square brackets. Inside a square brackets. In Python programming, a list is a container which holds the items inside a square bracket separated by commas. List means in between square brackets we have to use. I am closing this one. Again, one more window I am opening. List I created. List equal to square brackets in between 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So this is called list. A group of elements it is maintaining. Now I want to know the type of this one. List. List na? The list data type is also list. If you want to print list, it will represent in between square brackets. In between square brackets. Separated by commas. Whatever we have configured, as it is it will print 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. List means it has some order. The value stored in the list can be accessed using the slice operator. Using the slice operator. Slice operator means the square brackets are called slice operators. Array brackets we are using now. Array brackets. All of you carefully observe. This one is called slice operator. Slice operator. So practically I am showing, all of you look at the screen. First, list. First element I want to print. Only first element. Only first element I want to print. Actually, if you want to access these elements, compulsory index we have to use. Index means actually it is storing in what way? I mean in which way? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here 5 elements we have. 5 elements we have. 5 elements means all of you carefully observe. Now I am creating one table format. 5 columns, 1 row. So like this, it will create the elements 10, 20, 30, 10, 20, 30. 30, 40, 50. Like that, cells it has created internally in the list format 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Side by side, it will store. And this is called 0th index. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 elements we have. The index starts with 0. By if you want to access this 10 number, 20 number, 30 number, 40 number, I mean first element, second element, third element, fourth element, fifth element, if you want to access any one of the element, compulsory these index we have to follow. These index we have to follow. The index starts with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here 5 elements na. So 0 to 4, 4 elements we have. 0 to 4, nothing but 5 elements. Like that, it is printing. Now the index is also, by using index we have to access that elements also. Now here third element I want. Here third element is what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 40 is the third element. So 3 I am passing. In between square brackets. I mean slice operator we are using now. Third element. So what is the third element value? 40. That 40 it is representing on the screen now. It is printed now. It has printed 40 element. Now understand? If you want to access all elements, like list we can use. Print function, if you want to print all elements, by using print function, in between print list, directly list we can use. Which is the name we have passed? Which is the name we have passed? So that name we have to pass in the print function. If you press the enter key, 5 elements, it will print. Those 5 elements, I mean entire list, it will print. If you want to access a single list, single number, single element compulsory in between print function, square brackets, list, slice operator. 2 I am passing. Already 4 I am using. I used na? Instead of 4. Now I want to access second element. Nothing but 30 is the element. So 30 it will print. So from the second element onwards, all elements we need to print. From the second elements onwards, I want all elements. So print function, list, opening bracket, closing bracket. From the second elements onwards, 2 colon I need to use. So from the 0, 1, 2 means 30, 40, 50. From the 30 onwards, end of the list it will print. Total from the 30 onwards, these 3 elements it will print. How many elements we have in the last 30, 40, 50? These 3 elements it will print. Press enter key. Sorry, here I not close a bracket. 30, 40, 50. Okay, na? It has printed na? Like that. So from the second element, from the first element onwards, up to 40 I want to print. So what is the last element? Print list square bracket or bracket close functional brackets, and this is first element 1 here 1 colon up to 40 I want. So how many elements? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 I given. Because of last element it will not print. 4 means, this means 1:4 means fourth element it will not print. Here fourth element is what? 50. So that's why up to 40 it will print. 1:4 means last element has excluded the given requirement. Without last element it will print. Now I want to print last element only. Print list slice operator closing bracket, in between slice operator -1 is the last element ID, last element index. It will print last element. Now understand na? It is showing 50 output na, that the last element is 50. So that is the process of list. Tuples means in Python programming a tuple is another sequence data type. In Python programming a tuple is another sequence data type, that is similar to list. Previously we have discussed about the list data type na? List data type. Now I want to use tuples. Tuples also similar to a list operator, list data type. It is also same to list data type. But the main differences between lists and tuples are, lists are enclosed in square brackets na? Already in the example we have discussed it. Square brackets we have used it. If you want to store any element by using list, this array brackets I am using, nothing but a square brackets we are using. But if you want to use a set, if you want to use a tuples, compulsory we can use functional brackets, nothing but parenthesis brackets. Parenthesis brackets we can use. And also size can be changed. Their elements and in the list size we can change it, but in the tuples are enclosed with parenthesis brackets and size cannot be changed. Once you decide, you cannot be changed. All of you carefully observe. Again one more time I am opening ideally for your understanding purpose. List equal to square brackets 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It is list. Now I am creating tuples. Tuple, tuple. Opening functional brackets 10, 20, same elements 30, 40, 50, closing functional brackets. So tuples are over. So functional brackets I am using. Now I am printing list. Directly list function. If you want to print list, it will print, it will printing square, it is internally using square brackets na. So like that I am printing tuples also. Print tuple. So functional brackets it has internally used it. Whatever we have configured, that it will use it. but don't change this bracket to tuple this, I mean square bracket to tuple, functional bracket to list. It will not accept because of that has predefined functionality. So the size we can't change it. I mean if you want to add something, list equal to now in the list 0 1 the index start with 0 na, 0th index 10 we have. So 0th index I want to change, I want to add one more element. So that's why plus operator I am using after list and in between square brackets I am using 5. 5 is the element. I want to add 5 element before 10. Press enter key. List has updated. Now I am printing list. So 5 is also added. I mean sorting also don't confuse here. Here I am adding one element, but index value I haven't defined now. So that's why it has added at last index. So here updated. Actually the list has updated. That predefined list has got 5 elements. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. It has 5 elements. But 6th element has also it can accept it. But in the tuples tuple plus equal, I want to add one more element. It cannot accept because of tuples cannot accept it. Editing. I mean the size, list size already fixed. If you want to add one more element, the memory is also will increase for this list. But for the tuple, the memory will not increase. It has prefixed. Once you decided, once you enter 10, 20, 30, 45 elements, you have decided. But if you want to add one more element, you can't accept, you can't add in this same memory location because of it can't increase by itself. But list, it can increase by itself, that memory. So that is the problem of list and tuple. But sometimes tuples also must be required in our project requirement. It has some restrictions. If you have any restrictions in that time, tuples we can use. It is also useful function. It is also useful concept, and list is also useful concept. Now understand na? That is the functional. If you want to access same thing, if you want to access all elements one by one, whatever I told you in the list section, all those things it can support. But the major difference between square brackets, functional brackets. In the list we can use square brackets. In the tuple we can use functional brackets. But in the list, if you want to add one more element, it can accept it. It can allow. But in the tuple we can't add because of it cannot allow. The memory has already fixed in the tuple section. But in the list section, the memory has not fixed. That's why we can't add. We can add number of elements in the list, but in the tuple we can't add. Now mappings. A mapping object is unordered and can be indexed by the numbers, strings and objects. Unordered means if you enter some order, but it cannot maintain some order. All of you please carefully observe in the list 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Same order it is printing now. That means it is maintaining whatever the order we have defined. That order, same order it is printing. But in the mapping session, coming to mapping session, the same order it can't be maintained. It is internally first element, second element, third element. Which element first it will pick, that elements it will return. So actually the major purpose is mapping purpose is key value pair. Here single value it is showing, single value we are saving. But in the mapping section we can use key value pair, like name Siva, name the value, class value, like all those things we have to maintain. All of you carefully observe. I am showing practically. Key value means key equal to value. This is syntax. Syntax. This is the mapping value. So example is name equal to Siva. So here equal to operator don't use. Colon symbol we can use, and comma. one element to other element we can use. Here name is the key and value is the value, like class colon BCA or BSc something. And next roll number. Roll number is nothing but 1089XXXXM, your number. Okay. Actually, I don't have your college. I don't have number na, because of I'm not your college. I mean, I'm not studied in the college na. So that's why. So this is the key and this is the value. So this type of pairs we have to maintain. But one pair to other pair, comma operator must and should be required. In the last element, comma operator not required because of there is no element after that. So that's why first element, second element, one element to other element separated by the comma. Last element we don't have any other elements na. So after that we don't have any other elements. That's why we haven't used any comma operators. So in the practically I am showing right now. That's why ideally I am opening student. Here curly braces we need to use. Wait, some error it is showing. Ideally student details na, opening curly brace. Why it is showing error? Okay, sorry, is equal to operator we need to use here. Ideally student details I am collecting. Student, after student just give one is equal to operator, after that wait. Ideally, actually my mouse is going to very fast, that's why going very fast. STUDENT, student is equal opening curly brace. Now, so now press the enter key. Student number colon. So each and everything, I mean in between single quotes or double quotes we have to use. Key also you need to give in double quotes or single quotes, and values also you need to give double quotes. 1089 is my number here, and next I used comma, and next student name double quotes, after that colon, again double quotes, Siva, one comma, again COURSE course, double quotes close, colon, again opening double quotes, MCA. Now my requirement is over. These three elements I want. Key value pairs, these three key value pairs. Now I am closing bracket. Okay. Now I want to print the student. Print student. All of you carefully observe. Student number 1089, student name Siva, course MCA. Like this type of key value pairs we have to make. This is called entire. This entire list is called a dictionary. Now I want to check the type. What is the type of student? What is the type of student? DICT. DICT means it is dictionary type data type. It is dictionary type data type. The data type name is dictionary. Now understand now? Now set types. There are two types of set data types in Python. First one is set and second one is Trojan set. A set is an unordered collection of elements. A set is an unordered collection of elements. Every element is unique. So all of you carefully observe. What is the difference between list and set? List data type is also over now. One more option is there. Now I define a list equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and again 10, 10, 10. Duplicates here maintaining same value. All of you carefully observe. First element is what? 10th element, and second, third, fourth, fifth. Again first element repeated 3 times. Totally 4 elements we have. So the list data type, it is maintaining duplicates also. It is maintaining duplicates also. But set element coming to set element, it is maintaining unique elements. Even if you store duplicate values also, it can maintain only unique elements. One time it is maintaining. If you store multiple times, it will ignore remaining elements. It will ignore remaining elements. So all of you carefully observe. The list I am converting set. 4, 10, 11, 12. A set created by placing it inside curly braces separated by comma. It can have number of items and they may be different data types, integer, float, tuple, string, etc. However, the set itself is mutable, which means that you can add or remove elements from them. Set. Now this list is converting into set of list. Now I converted now. So now I am printing list. So all of you carefully observe 40, 10, 50, 20, 30. It is unordered now. Actually in the list is order section 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So whatever the order we have entered, the list it will print as easily. But set is unordered list. Unordered means it is not maintained by the order. What it will pick the first element. I mean which element it will pick, that element it will return. That order is not taken by them. I mean that order is not mandatory if you use the set. So that is the functionality of set operator, set data type. And it is also maintaining unique values. So 10 is the one time. 10 it has maintained one time, and remaining 3 elements it has ignored. It has ignored. Now understand now? That is the function of set. And if you want to add one more element for the set element, so list is type is what? Actually the type. Type of list. All of you carefully observe, it is related to set na. So that's why it cannot accept the duplicate values. It can maintain only unique values. So that is the meaning of set data type. List data type, it can maintain order, and also it can whatever the order we have entered, that order it can maintain. And list data type it can allow duplicate values also. But coming to set data type, it cannot accept duplicate values and it can maintain unique values. Now understand the difference between list and set. After that, and if you want to use one more element for the set, list.add method we can use. List.add 50 I want to add. Sorry, 50 already we have. 60 element I want to add. So all of you carefully observe list. So 60 element also it has added. And if you want to remove also, list dot remove function we can use. These are predefined functions. What element we need to remove? 50. That 50 number you want to enter in that. So remove it. Now list 50 element removed now. All of you carefully observe. Before 50 element we have, but after removed 50 element removed by the interpreter. So that is the functionality of set. And one more set is there, Trojan set. Trojan set means there is another type of set in Python. Actually in the set, if you want to add one more element, it will accept. The Python programming language allows to add one more element in the set. But if you convert into the Trojan set, it will not add and it will not remove also. If you want to add one more element after conversion of Trojan set, if you can't add, you can't remove also. There is another type set is Python call it Trojan set. Trojan set is immutable. Immutable means you can't edit, you can't add one more element, you can't delete one more element also. It works like a set, but set it can accept. Actually in the set, if you want to add one more element, it can allow. But if you convert Trojan set, then if you convert Trojan set, you can't add. You can't remove also. That is the difference between set and Trojan set. How to convert the Trojan set? Actually, this list is related to set type now. Set type. So now I am converting Trojan set. F1 is my required name. Trojan set name. Trojan set. Trojan set is the predefined function to fix the memory location. If you convert your set into Trojan set, immediately it will freeze. I mean it will lock it. It will lock it by the interpreter. You can't edit, you can't add one more element, you can't edit, and you can't delete also. So now I am converting by using Trojan set function. F1 is Trojan related variable. In that list I have passed it. Passed it now? Okay. F1 I am printing. So 20, 30, 20, 40, 10, 60, 30. We have preset elements. Now I want to one element F1 dot add. Immediately it will show the error because of it can lock it now. It has locked it. You can't add it. What is the element we don't have in this? 50. So 50 I want to add. So it is showing error. Trojan set object has no attribute add. So that error it is showing because of it has preset. Because of it has preset. That's why. Now understand now. Next user defined. That example also here I given. Trojan set is the predefined function. If you use Trojan set, the set is also freezed. If you use Trojan set function, the predefined set, it can freeze it. It can lock it. You can't edit. Next, user defined data types. Python permits the programmer to create their own data types together with operations. And that means if you want to create your own data type based on given built-in data types, by taking those data types helps, predefined data types help, we can also create our own defined data types also. So what are they? Class is one data type, arrays is also one of the data, modules also one of the data types. 3 data types we have. These 3 are called user defined data types. In the next coming classes, we will discuss about classes, arrays, modules. In that, we can discuss about the user defined data, how to create the class and how to create the arrays, how to create the modules, all those things we can learn. But simply we can understand this one at this time because of these concepts are very briefly need to explain very briefly. That's why. So this session is also over. I hope you understand about this. If you if you haven't understand this class, again one more time you have to listen. Then you can understand. 2 times, 3 times if you learn, you can understand simply. Otherwise, at one time you cannot understand because of this is very critical examples. This class contain very critical examples. Now understand? Now? Okay. Now I am ending this session. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much. In the next session, we will discuss remaining syllabus part also.